Welcome back to the Sisaundra Show, everyone. Listen, I love reading, and I think more people should be reading around the world on a daily basis. So that's why we're starting a new segment on the show called Sisaundra's Book Club. Yes! Today's featured book is from author Yolanda Gardner, and it is titled, Hush, Keep Quiet, and Don't Say Anything. We are so honored to have you on set today. Ms. Gardner, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed, indeed. So your book, I mean, it is truly inspirational. I remember you shared with us that Hush, Keep Quiet, and Don't Say Anything is not a work of fiction, but your actual life story.
That's correct.
So let's go back to your childhood. Let's revisit your childhood. You were abandoned by your biological mother when you were only 14 days old?
Yes, that's right.
You were an infant. What happened to your mom?
Well, she's around. She's still around. She just felt like she couldn't do it. And so she left me at a bus station at 14 days old.
At a bus station?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So you were blessed with your amazing grandmother. Your grandmother came in. Ain't nothing like some grandmothers, y'all. Right?
That's right.
You had an amazing grandmother. Would you share some of those amazing moments with us?
Yeah, so from 14 days old, she's had me ever since. You know, she picked me up, and I've been with her ever since. She raised me on a spiritual belief, you know.
That's amazing.
In God, have faith. Forgiveness.
Yes.
And so we've had a lot of great experiences from me cooking, teaching me to cook at 5 years old.
Really?
Yes,
That's
she
so
went blind.
Awesome. Oh, wow.
And yeah, she went blind. And I don't know if you remember the story in the Bible. I can't remember the man's name in the Bible, but Jesus told him to mix the clay and put it over his eyes.
I'm going to look at my Bible scholars. Guys, who did he put the clay in his eyes? Okay, continue.
I can't remember.
We'll remember as you talk.
But so anyways, I remember Pastor Green telling that story to Mom and praying with her and having her do that. And no lie, her sight actually came back.
Oh, wow. That's a miracle.
Yes. So she is what they say, a woman of God.
Yes.
So we just had so many memories together.
That's amazing. That's so beautiful. So after you were raised by your grandmother, during that time, life took a turn for you. Your father was released from prison, and you were really elated about the idea of him coming home and seeing him again. What did that excitement look like for you at that time?
Well, of course, I knew my father when I was younger. He had been around, but he went to prison. So him being gone for 4 years, you know, just really happy to see him as a daughter or any child would. So,
of course.
Yeah.
So what was life like after he got home? You went through some of the most agonizing moments of your entire life. How, or explain, and the effect that it had on you as well?
So the agonizing moments of my life was when he decided to molest us, my stepsister and I, which I like to relay as my sister because I don't believe in step.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So my sister, he began to molest us, make us do things, perform acts on each other, perform acts on him, watch child porn, and that was when we were really young.
And you kept quiet about that. And you
did.
feared. Why was
Well,
that?
In most cases, it's I'm going to kill your mother, I'm going to kill you.
Oh my
gosh. But in this case, it was I'm going to take you from my mom.
Separate you from your...
Correct, which was my grandmother, who I
Right.
relate to as my mom.
Of course.
And that's all I had, you know, being abandoned at 14 days old, and that's all I had. So I just kept quiet.
Wow.
I didn't want to be taken from her.
So he knew everything that would trigger you. How did all of this finally come to an end? How did you...
Well, it was a while. So from the age of 6 to 14, during that time...
6 to 14.
6 to 14. So 8 long years. During that time, we were sold to other guys and had to perform acts with them as well.
By your father?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. And so one night, my sister made an outcry. I can't go into details because I wasn't in the room.
Right.
But she made an outcry, and her mother was screaming, "You raped my daughter." The police came, and he took off. He took off running. They took me down to the police station, and I just spilled the beans. I told everything that I knew. And so they called my mom to come pick me up, and she came down to Bryan, picked me up. She asked what was going on, but they could not give her any information because she didn't have any guardianship paperwork.
Oh,
because
wow.
legally, she was my grandmother.
Right.
So she asked me on the way home what happened, and I just told her. I didn't go into details with her. I told her about that night that my sister was in the bed with her boyfriend. He was making him leave, and the next thing I know that I heard, "You raped my daughter." So my family didn't know that this had happened to me until this year.
Oh, my goodness.
So they thought, they were under the impression that my stepsister had lied on my father.
Really?
Because of the way things played out that night. And I just, for my sister's sake, I won't go into details on that.
Oh,
But,
my goodness.
So,
why did you wait so long? And how did your stepmother not see what was going on for 8 long years?
great question. First question, why I waited so long, was after I'd already told the police, then I went into the mode of, I still have to protect my mom.
So you didn't feel like you could even tell your mom?
The reason being, it's my grandmother, right?
Right, right.
So she's older,
Right.
and she had health issues, and I felt if I told her and she had a heart attack,
Oh, wow.
I would be the one
Yes.
to blame for it. So just hush, keep quiet, and don't say anything.
Wow.
That's
Thus
the best
book.
thing
Yes.
that I could do, was just be quiet. So, yeah, my stepmother, I often wonder that because there was actually occurrences where I would be in the bed with both of them. And she would be on the outside, he would be in the middle, and I would be on the outside, and things would happen. But she was turned over asleep. And I wondered in the back of my mind, how could you not know, or did you know? But later this year, actually in August, I just found out that she knew.
She did know.
She knew. My sister told me that she had caught him looking and performing an act while looking at my sister.
Are you serious?
And told her the same, don't say anything because we don't want to send him back to jail. So, yeah, I just found out that she knew. Gave me some closure, but she knew.
Your sister knew, and she just told you.
Yes.
Wow. Have you seen your father since?
I have. Of course, I saw him. We would go to prison throughout, me coming up and visit him. But I just saw him August 18th of this year.
He's out. He's in prison?
He's in prison. I get emails from Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and they were saying that he had a bench warrant to come back on a civil trial. So I reached out, contacted the attorneys on August 18th, and I flew to Brazos County in favor of him getting out.
So you have forgiven him? Because that's my question is, have you forgiven him?
I have forgiven him.
Wow. That takes a lot.
I forgave him when I was a child.
How do you go through that? And you say you forgave him as a child. How do you forgive as a child?
Well, the foundation that I was raised on. And it's, if God can forgive us, who are we not to forgive? Because one sin is no greater than the other.
I believe all of that. I'm a preacher's kid. But I'm telling you, you are better than I am. That would be very difficult. As much as I believe and trust in the Lord, that just would be so difficult. Are you working on any other books right now?
I am. I have another book in the works, Sleeping with the Enemy.
You are a strong woman. You are a
Thank
strong
you.
woman. So the Sleeping with the Enemy, this is pretty much what the part 2 of what part 1 look like of the chapter of your life?
Correct.
Thank you so much, Yolanda, for joining us. You can pre-order a copy of Hush, Keep Quiet and Don't Say Anything by visiting victimsofincest.org. The book will be released October 27th this year. Y'all, please check it out. We're going to take a short break. Don't y'all go anywhere. It's the end of the show. Y'all know what to do. Come on. Scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen. We have exclusive content for you right here on the Sisaundra Show. God bless you. Until next time.